Hello and welcome back to math class. You will notice that we are on lesson 7 today. We're going to go ahead and move on. You guys did a great job in lesson 6 of making tape diagrams and solving your problems. Today we're going to look at some more ratios, and we remember that a ratio can be written 3 different ways. One way is using a colon. One way is using the word to. And then the last way that we're going to look at it can be written as a fraction. Okay, so we're going to look at the fractions today. What I would like for you to do is, it says here, which of the following correctly models that the number of red gumballs is 5/3 the number of white gumballs? Well, you notice you have 4 choices, A, B, C, and D. I would like for you to guess which one matches this situation. So go ahead and take a guess. If you circled B, you are correct. So our ratio, the order, remember, is always important. The 5 was first and the 3 was second. Well, we do it the same way with the words here. Here we have red, and because the word red is listed first, it goes with the first number. And we have the second number, and it's listed with the second word. So you'll notice I need to have 5 tapes for the red and 3 for the white. Okay, let's move down to example 2. All right, example 2 says the duration of 2 films are modeled below. Film A is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tapes. Film B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I want to fill in the ratio here, where it says the ratio of the length of film A to the length of film B. So I want film A first. Well, film A we just said was 5, and film B is 7. So we need to make sure we put 5 to 7. If we would put 7 to 5, that order is incorrect. Let's look at B. Oh, now we're going to the fraction. The length of film A is what fraction of the length of film B? Film A is listed first, and so it's the first number. Well, the first number in our fraction is on the top. So we would put 5. The bottom number goes with the second one listed, and it would be 7. So we would say the length of film A is 5/7 of the length of film B. C. The length of film B is what fraction of the length of film A? Film B is listed first, so we need to make sure we put film B first, which means that would be the 7 on top. Film A is second, so it goes on bottom. So if you notice, the order is opposite because our situation is opposite. All right, go ahead and turn over to the next page, please. All right, well, let's look here at exercise 1. Exercise 1 says Sammy and Caden went fishing using live shrimp as bait. Sammy brought 8 more shrimp than Caden brought. I better underline that. That's important. When they combined their shrimp, they had 32 altogether. So that's something else that's important, 32 altogether. So let's go ahead and write down our 2 students. We have Sammy and Caden. Letter A says, how many shrimp did each boy bring? Well, I know that Sammy brought 8 more than Caden. That's the only information I have, and I also know that the total altogether is 32. So let's make a tape here for Sammy. I don't know how many Sammy has, and I'm not sure how much Caden has, so I'm going to make tapes. I'm going to make them a little long. I'm going to put my line right here showing that they are equal. Okay, remember how we did that earlier when we made tapes? We made lines to show that this is equivalent. And then whatever was over here was more. Well, Sammy has more. So I need to make a box here on Sammy that's more. I know what number goes in that. According to this, it says Sammy has 8 more. So I'm going to put an 8 here. I don't know what this is, but I know that these 2 numbers have to be exactly the same. I also know that we have a total here of 32 because all together Sammy and Caden brought 32 shrimp. So I have to solve what number would go in here to make my situation true. Remember, this number has to be the same as this number. All right, well, let's see how we could solve that. Well, I think what I will probably do first is I'm going to take 32 and I'm going to subtract this 8 that I have. So over here, let's go ahead and put 32 minus 8 and solve that. So I have 24 left. If I get rid of this 8, I have 24 left. The 24 needs to go over into these two boxes. And remember, these two boxes have to be the same. So I'm going to take 24 and divide it into these two boxes. And most of us know that that answer is going to be 12. So this box gets 12 and this box gets 12. Now we should be able to answer how many shrimp did each boy bring. Well, Sammy has 12 here and 8 here. 12 plus 8 gives me a total of 20 shrimp. So I'm going to highlight here that Sammy has 20 shrimp. Caden, what does Caden have? Well, he only has the 12 here, so Caden has 12 shrimp. And I'm going to go ahead and use my highlighter to help make sure I know that Caden gets 12 shrimp. Okay, let's move on to part B. Part B says, what is the ratio of the number of shrimp Sammy brought to the number of shrimp Caden brought? So two numbers. Sammy's first. Well, we just found out Sammy was 20. And Caden was 12. So that's my ratio. Now, if you wanted to write it with the word 2, you sure could do that. Okay. Also, if you wanted to write it like this, you could do that as well. Let's move down to C. C says, express the number of shrimp Sammy brought as a fraction of the number of shrimp Caden brought. So now it's being specific. It's wanting my ratio to be written as a fraction. Well, Sammy is first. Caden is second. So my answer has to be written like this. Moving down to letter D. What is the ratio of the number of shrimp Sammy brought to the total? Okay, Sammy. Let's pick up here one more time. Sammy was 20. And this time I went total. Oh, well, we had the total right here, and that was 32. Okay, so it's important to make sure you're reading your labels and putting your numbers in the correct order. Okay, last one, dealing with Sammy and Caden. Letter E. What fraction of the total shrimp did Sammy bring? So what fraction? So I know my answer is going to be a fraction, and I want to know how many shrimp Sammy brought. Well, according to this, Sammy brought 20 shrimp. Out of how many? Out of 32. So my ratio is written the same way. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and stop with Lesson 7 for today, and then we will pick up Lesson 7 next week, and we will kind of do a little bit review on ratios with being written as a fraction.